Nice. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you.
Skrillah.
Hey,
Yeah, I think we have more people joining us. I think we can begin officially now. Thank you. So, guys, welcome Skrillah to today's section. So, we have three segments today. For the first segment, Skrillah will be taking us on the world of AI Academy. So, I believe a lot of people have been hearing about AI. How does it work? What kind of things can you do with AI tools? So, today, you guys will get to understand how AI works from Skrillah himself, the founder of AI Academy. So, Skrillah can also do a little bit introduction about himself, and let's dive into tonight's discussion. Thank you.
thank you, Tupo. Yeah. So, hi, I'm Skrillah. Some of you might know me from Secret Agency. Um, that's an organisation that part of Secret Network that helps to educate people about Web3 and privacy issues. I also run this AI Academy in Barcelona. So I'm here today wearing that hat. It's a free class for people just getting into ChatGPT and AI toolkits for the first time. And we help them with to be more productive and set up little businesses and that kind of thing. So yeah, and just getting into the kind of virtual online classes as well with it. In another world, I also work for this project, Web3 project. That's a Web3 law firm. So we help different projects to figure out all these regulatory issues, that kind of stuff. It was really, really good listening to the previous talk, all about law and all about issues. I think there's a lot of ways that we can develop new technologies to kind of tackle some of this stuff. So yeah, really interesting stuff, and it's nice to follow on with this class. Right then, so okay, a little bit about AI Academy then. So we train people with different classes to use all of these different toolkits. I'm sure a lot of you know that there's loads of different AI tools out there for loads of different things. Like you can do images, you can do full presentations. I actually use Tome, which is a AI kind of presentation tool to make this slideshow. So you can type in like if I type in here, like create a presentation about I don't know, let's say Web3 law. Okay. It can actually just generate an entire presentation for me. So yeah, lots of different toolkits. Okay, we won't jump into that right now, but it can do that. The one we're going to be looking at today is called ChatGPT. I'm sure many of you have seen this. It's the most famous one. It's super useful. If you haven't used it yet, do set up an account. It's like a text input kind of generator. So okay, so technology adoption tends to follow an S curve. So AI toolkit's quite new. This is like some S curves of previous technologies like telephones, TVs, video games, all that kind of stuff. Internet as well is in here. You can see how it just kind of like goes slowly at first, and then goes whoop straight up. This is going all the way back to 1900 for some of the disruptive technologies. So this little line right here is Bitcoin. Okay, so that's kind of just starting on its path, hopefully, to mass adoption. And AI is kind of even more new than that. Yet it has seen the fastest growing adoption rates of any technology in history. Okay, so just 2 months after the launch of ChatGPT, we've got 100 million monthly active users, even more now because we're quite far into this first year of ChatGPT. So it's the fastest growing technology ever. It is disrupting everything. It is helping people to be more productive in their work. It's also scaring a lot of people because it could lead to their jobs being replaced. Truly, it's the people that master this technology now that are going to be in the best position in the years to come. Okay, so that's what we're all here for. And let's get into some practical stuff. So in ChatGPT, if you've not used it before, then let's just open a new chat here with GPT-5. You just basically type a little message in here. So, okay, I'm doing a class about ChatGPT. could you give me a Twitter post for it? Okay, so you can do all sorts of stuff. It can make like little tweets for you. It can you know, write your entire CV. You can type whatever you want into here within reason, and it'll give you like bespoke results. So let's say if you're applying for jobs, you might copy and paste the entire job description into here and ask it to generate the cover letter for you. And it can generate like a personalized cover letter and all sorts of kinds of stuff like that. The best way to use ChatGPT is by giving it a good prompt. Okay, so what you put in here in this box is really important. The more context that you give, it's going to help the generator to give you the right results that you want. Okay, so for example, I am a teacher in Spain, and I want to launch a series of AI classes in real life. I need you to write me the Eventbrite event description. Okay, so we can use the same box. I am a teacher in Spain. Let's put Barcelona. Let's give it more context. Teaching beginners class in ChatGPT. Can you make me the Eventbrite description? Okay, you can spell things wrong in here as well. You don't need to spell everything correctly. It's pretty clever. Okay, so here's a sample Eventbrite description for my beginners class on ChatGPT in Barcelona, Spain. And then it gives you the whole description that I can post for my events. So this is actually really useful for me. Before ChatGPT, this would have taken me quite a while to write myself. Okay, I can see David's using it for his studies as well. It seems really useful for people who are studying and have to summarize a lot of research into easy to digest chunks. It's nice to see so many people are using it already as well. Okay, so yeah, look at all this. This is amazing for me. It would have taken me an hour, maybe even to get all this information together. You know, and obviously I'm doing a lot of other stuff at the same time, so it helps me to be as productive as I can be. Okay. Example here. So let's open another chat. I'm a private English teacher who teaches online to students in China. So this is actually one of the people that came to my class. I want to improve my business's social media presence. Please create a week's post over all of the most important social media platforms that I will be able to copy and paste. Okay, so this is a little bit more of a detailed prompt. And this person is going to use ChatGPT to do their entire week's social media posting for their business. Let's see what it comes up with. Okay, look at this. Day one, Motivational Monday, platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So you've got Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn covered for every day of the week. Okay, with different content. Okay, and then you might even use something like DALL-E to make images up for you. I was just messing around for a flyer for an event that my friend's hosting today, and we got this kind of stuff. So you could even get it to another tool to generate images that you can post alongside these. Okay. Yeah, just like look at the kind of stuff that it's made. Expand your vocabulary with today's word of the day. So you get these nice little content, fun little content things as well. Learn its meaning, use it in a sentence, and challenge your friends to do the same. This is awesome for anyone that's running a small business and doesn't have the time because they have to work a full-time job to do all their social media. It's quite helpful. But it's time to refine the prompt that we've just given it, okay? So if we give the ChatGPT more context, or any of these AI tools more context, it's going to get better results. So our classes are only going to be taught to children of a pre-high school age. So this is important context. Okay, let's just put this into the box down below. Okay, so it's going to reference anything that we put above. It's going to reference it in the next answers. Okay. New classes will be taught to children of a pre-high school age. Let's get another 7-day social plan with that in mind. Okay, so you can see the difference. If we just go back up to Motivation Monday, this one is kind of marketed at any age. Okay, kickstart your week with a dose of motivation. Learning English is like opening doors to a world of opportunities. Okay, that one is very much marketed at people of all ages. But because we're teaching pre-high school children, it's now refined it to be targeted to children. Okay, so you can see Happy Monday, young language learners. Let's kick off the week with a fun English fact. English has over 170,000 words. I didn't know that, to be honest. Thanks, ChatGPT. And yeah, it's also directing to parents as well. Okay, so you've got this kind of refined content now. Okie dokie. But this, looking at this, it looks like it could be pretty useful for Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You could even copy something like, please create a 7-day social plan just for Twitter. Oops, it's hard to copy. Got my mouse. Okay, so let's put that in. I also want threads as well. In threads, in a threads format. So a thread is when you attach tweets together, so that it looks like a nice little story. Okay, so here we go. So here is our 7-day Twitter social media plan, which is tailored for teaching English to pre-high school children. So it's taken all of the extra information, extra context that we've given it, and now it's given us some threads that we can post. Okay, so we start with happy #motivational Monday, and then we get more tweets that we can add. So, you know, my English language class here, I could have spent hours and hours doing the social media for it before ChatGPT came out. I would have probably hired a social media manager to do it for me, but now obviously I've got the machine working for me. Okay. But I want to get even more automation done. And this is where it gets interesting, okay? I'm just checking the chat. I did not know that ChatGPT is replacing doctors. That's amazing. Cool. Yeah, I want to get more automation in there. I want to save even more time. And I can do that by using ChatGPT 4. It does cost money. I'm not sure how much it is in other countries, but it's €20 a month here. But this is a bit more advanced model. Okay. And then you can also get these plugins as well, which is really, really cool. So this is a beta function, so it kind of is very experimental at the moment. But you can plug in stuff like Wolfram Alpha, which is like a computational math search engine. And you can plug in Zapier as well. This is really useful for me. So as a small business founder, so Zapier is like a integration automation toolkit. It's plugged into my social media. So it can post on my behalf if I give it a command to post. And if I say to ChatGPT, well, I've got this enabled, please post my Twitter post that we made in the last chat on my Twitter, it will post for me, which is awesome. So, so yeah, for example, if I was to say, I am teaching a class in AI skills to students in Africa, right now, can you make a post on my LinkedIn page about that? Let's see what it does. It should be plugged into my LinkedIn. Hopefully it works today. Okay, so it takes a little bit longer while it goes into Zapier. And okay, here we go. Yes?
Yeah, I think we have a question in the Telegram chat from David.
Oh, brilliant.
So David is asking, so David is asking, what's that one you are switching, ChatGPT 4 and 3, and if yes, what's the difference between them? It's like he's asking that, are you switching between ChatGPT 3.5 and 4, and what are the difference between both of them as well?
Good question, David. So ChatGPT 3.5 is the free version that you can access via chat.openai.com. It's like the version before number 4. Number 4 is the paid version. The top level is it's faster, it's got access to more data points, and it's also got these plugin features as well, which are really, really useful. So right now I'm using GPT-4, and in the settings I've enabled, I'll show you how to do it as well. I've gone into my settings, and I've gone to beta features, and I've turned on plugins. This is new as well. You might want to enable that as well. But with these plugins, I can choose what I want to be plugged into GPT-4. And right now I'm using Zapier. So I'm trying to get ChatGPT to post on my LinkedIn. And it's just made this post for me. Okay, so I'm currently teaching a class in AI skills to students in Africa, excited to share knowledge and empower the next generation of tech leaders, which I am. Okay, it's giving me some hashtags. Before it goes live, please review and confirm the post here. So I could be, if I was using voice to text on my phone and I had GPT-4 open, plugged into Zapier, I could be walking around on the street and I could be doing a social media post at the same time by just talking into my phone. I wouldn't even have to type. So this is where it gets really helpful. Okay, so I've got to go and I would have to review that. Let me see if I can just log in quickly and do that from here. Okay, so look at this. It gives you a little review page. I want to post this. Let's run the post. And this should post on my LinkedIn. Oh, I need to reconnect my LinkedIn. Okay, well, normally it would post on my LinkedIn, so we would be able to see that. And you can see how fast it is. I could do this on the phone. I could just click here and then click on the approve button, and then it would post to my LinkedIn, and it can do Twitter, Facebook, it can do all of your social media. So this is really useful for me. I could do an email newsletter that would take, normally an hour to write or half an hour to write, and I could send it to a mailing list just by typing or speaking into ChatGPT-4 with these plugins. Another example as well. So ChatGPT 3.5 and also ChatGPT-4, they reference data that stopped in 2021, September 2021, I believe. So actually, ChatGPT cannot answer some questions. I was trying to do some stuff earlier on in the week with a currency conversion. I wanted to know how much £24,000 was in euros on the 5th of April, 2022. So I gave it this command, and ChatGPT got back to me and said, I'm sorry, but as my last training data was in September 2021, I don't have that information, basically. So it couldn't do that. But then I plugged in GPT-4 to Wolfram Alpha, and it was able to reference, with the same command, it was able to reference exactly what the correct currency conversion was, which was 28,000 euros. So, and it took seconds. So you could do that for your Nigerian Naira to the dollar conversions if you need to do that quite a lot. You can just plug GPT-4 into Wolfram. and it will reference historical exchange rates. It can do a lot of different stuff. It can do so. In another life, I design labels for food products. I have to write like the nutritional tables that you see, and I can automate all that. Watch this. So please give me a nutritional reference table for let's say omega-3 oil. This is something that the products that we've developed and we sell online. Okay. And you can see it's gone and used wolfram, which is this, there we go. So this is stuff that I would put on the label. So I would, before ChatGPT came out, I would have spent quite a lot of time making sure this data was correct, because this is really, really important to get right. If you're making a food label and you get something wrong, you can get in a lot of trouble for that. But look at this, ChatGPT's just done the entire thing for me. Okay, using Wolfram Alpha. So this is really, really helpful for me. If we look into the commands as well, then you can see exactly what it's asking to Wolfram right there. There is another plugin. So I travel a lot with work as well. And there is another plugin here that's called Kayak. And Kayak is also really useful for travelers. Watch this. I'm traveling to Milan on the 3rd October. I need a 3-star hotel near to the main, let's say, I think it's called Central Station. Please, can you find the cheapest option with breakfast? I like to have a breakfast when I stay in a hotel. Okay. So again, if I was using voice to text, I could have just said this. I didn't have to spend the time typing it. Now it's going to use Kayak. We can watch this command execute in real time. My destination, so these are the parameters it's given to Kayak. My destination, Milan. Check-in date, the 3rd. Okay. Check-out date, the 4th. I could have refined it and said when I'm checking out. Landmark, Central Station, minimum number of stars, free. Preferred freebies, free breakfast. Everyone's freebies. Okay, and look at this. I've got some options now. I've got 3 options, still writing them. It's telling me the price. I can book it from this link. There's probably an automation that will book it for me. This can also like find hire cars and do mapping. It can book for you. It's offering help to do that. So this, for me, I would have spent a long time just searching for hotels for the best deals. But now this machine is doing it for me. It's awesome. Yeah, I'm just looking in the chat. So Awel Garuba, I think ChatGPT has a monthly subscription of $20. Yes, I believe it is $20. It's 20 euros here. So I actually pay a little bit more, I think. But yeah, there is a monthly subscription for this. But for me, in terms of the time and money that I save from using this all the time, you can see how many different chats I've got open. It's worth it. Okay, so for example, we have we normally do this class in an art gallery in Barcelona. We are looking for ways to make money with that art gallery. So we have a little room at the back, and we thought maybe we can store people's suitcases in there before they have to go to the airport, and we can make a little bit of a side hustle off that. So we had ChatGPT just make a little description about that business for Google Maps. And now we have people coming in, dropping off suitcases all day. We're making a little bit of cash that helps to keep the gallery open when we're not doing classes and things like that. So it's really useful for if you've got that hustle mentality, which I know a lot of the Secret Africa community have got. It's super, super useful for setting up these little businesses, little side hustles. So if you've gone to the AI Academy LinkedIn or my Twitter page, you can see You can see the logo for AI Academy. I actually did that with this logo AI really fast. Let's go into this and make a, so this is another toolkit now. This is called Logo AI. Let's make one for this luggage haven Barcelona, okay? So my logo is going to be luggage haven Barcelona. I don't want a slogan. I just want a kind of logo with that stuff on it. Let's say, okay, so we're kind of a travel kind of brand, I would say. And then color scheme, I think we want something a bit punchy and nice and warm and sunny, like Barcelona style. Let's go with the gradient. Font style, what do you think, guys? Playful, maybe? We're kind of going for security, aren't we, with this? We want people to think their bags are going to be safe. So let's go with modern. And look at this. We just give it a couple of seconds to think. Look at all these logos. I can choose. I would have gone to a designer to do this in the past, and I would have, you know, it would have been a lot of back and forth. But I can get a logo made in seconds. So you can see how much time this is saving you already. And then if I was to just make some social media pages as well about this, just to get the word out, I've instantly set up a new little revenue stream for my business. I'll probably go with something that has a suitcase in it, to be honest. Okay. Yes, David, it definitely is worth it for those who use it effectively. ChatGPT 4 can really, really, really recommend as someone that's running a lot of different things. Okay, guys. I'm going to post some resources as well for you into the chat channel. So this is made by a chap called Max Rasher. You can follow him on LinkedIn. You search his name. He's made this cheat sheet for ChatGPT. So I'll post this into the chat for you guys now. It's really, really useful, and then we'll dig a little bit into this as well. Where did I hide it? Wait a second. Okay, here we go. It's coming in now. So make sure you save this. It's really useful to refer back to for the contact stuff. So yeah, just working through it. You can, if you give it context, like, or give it like a role. Okay, like. I'm sorry, I think someone just unmuted. If you want to ask a question, feel free. You know, you can give it a job like you are a English teacher, you are a writing tutor, you're a career counselor, all this stuff. You're a translator. You can also do different languages as well. I'm pretty sure if there's people speaking Pidgin in here, let's see if we can. Could you write that in Pidgin? Let's see if it knows Pidgin. And it's writing it now in Pidgin English. The place where you drop your bag. I don't speak Pidgin, by the way, but you get the idea. This is awesome. Okay, I'm going to post it in the chat for those that can't see too well on the screen. Look at that. So it can do different languages. It can, you know, I could post in Spanish and English and Pidgin all at the same time on all of my social medias. Okay, so this is the power of this technology. Where were we? Okay. Yeah, Max's sheet is really useful. Writing styles, you know, act like a movie director. You can get it to write in British English or American English. I find that quite useful for different audiences because British can be quite posh. We like to be very, very gentlemanly to each other. You've got different prompting techniques as well. So if you've got to send a formal email, for example, you could ask it to be very formal. If you're talking to your customers and it's you know, via social media and you want it to be more fun and informal, you can get it to do that. Okay. You can have formatting, so it can do bullet points or Twitter threads. You know, you can You can put all this kind of stuff. Here he's done a little guide for LinkedIn as well, like resume. So I was actually applying to a couple of jobs a few weeks ago, and I was pasting the entire job description into GPT, and then I was just like, can you make me a cover letter? And it was making me a bespoke cover letter for each job. If you put your CV information in there, it can rewrite your CV for specific industries. So if you're looking for a job at the moment, you can really, really speed that process up. And here it's a little bit small. I'll try and find a higher res version, but you can see all the plugins. It's worth actually going into the, if you do get GPT-4, to just go through the plugin list. Okay, so they've got this like store. You don't have to pay for any of these. It's all free. It can do diagrams, it seems, and they're adding new stuff here all the time. So there's 4 pages of different plugins with different abilities. I think you can enable 2 or 3 at the same time. So you could have like Wolfram Alpha, Zapier, and maybe one other. Wikipedia will be quite useful as well at the same time, and then you can really start to use it to the best it can be. Okay. Well, thank you, Six, for that. Yeah, it is awesome. It's a really, really disruptive technology. Now, I'm interested to hear from you guys, because I've been speaking for quite a while. What little tricks have you learned along the way if you've been experimenting with this? Is there anything anyone wants to share, a little tip or a trick that we can do?
So guys, what do you think to do? What's easy that you think it's not possible that you think AI can generate for you? Just feel free to speak, please. Unmute yourself and speak. Anything at all. Maybe you could say anything. Just think of anything. AI can generate an image for you. You can just give it the prompts of anything you want. Maybe the best jobs in 2022 or 2023 in Nigeria or in Africa. AI can have a list of that for you. Or how to secure a job in 2023, or best service you could provide to get paid maybe up to 1 million as in Naira, or up to $1,000 per month. So anything, just you can drop it in the Telegram chat or just speak. Please do feel free to speak. We want this section to be very, very interactive.
Right, guys. I think Pope just mentioned jobs, so let's play around with some jobs. Jobs AI. Okay, so we're going into LinkedIn. I've just typed in jobs in Nigeria for graphic designers. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we've got some of this company here. They're looking for a talented and creative graphic designer. All right, let's copy all this into ChatGPT. Okay, so the whole job description I'm just going to copy into a new chart. And then we're just going to say, please can you write me a cover letter for this job? Okay, here we go. Oops, just scroll back down again. Here's the cover letter for this graphic designer position. Dear hiring manager, I'd like to express my interest in the freelance graphic designer position as advertised. Okay, so it's going to, you might have spent a long time making this in the past. You can just then copy this, make sure you change the company name to the name of the actual company that you're applying for, and then you can apply for the job. So please write that in Spanish. And write it in Spanish for me as well. There we go. So super useful if you're out there searching for a job. Okay, Mr. X is asking a question. how can you earn with AI? What are the jobs one can use AI for? You can use AI for anything. You can earn money in so many different ways and save money if you're already running your own business with AI tools. Okay, it's not limited to any one job. It's useful for all jobs. I know people who do sales jobs and they get GPT to write all of their sales emails, selling real estate and that kind of stuff. We had earlier on today, we had a lawyer on that uses it to help with first drafts and stuff like that, with legal documentation. So you can apply it to a lot of different areas. HXRN is saying, I would like to see how it can respond as a customer care agent for a brand. This is interesting. So I haven't set this up yet for any of my stuff, but you can either use GPT 3.5 and it can actually be a chatbot for you. So lots of companies now, when you go on their website, they're actually using ChatGPT as the customer service agent. So we can even ask it. You can even ask it, how can I set ChatGPT up on my e-commerce site as a customer support bot? Okay. Here we go. So it's going to give you all of the instructions of how to put ChatGPT into your own website. You can, I've had it put into a spreadsheet as well, like a Google Sheets, when I was doing food product labels, and it pulls all of that information that we got about omega-3. It just pulls that directly into the label sheet without me having to copy and paste it. So here we go. I'm gonna give you these instructions in the chat as well. I think I only have a couple of minutes left. So is that right, Pope?
Yeah, I think you have like 3 more minutes to 5 more minutes left. Okay. Also, this is a quick one. A student is asking me a question that can they do their student assignments with ChatGPT? Can they do assignments with ChatGPT, or it's not possible?
Sorry, what was that? Is that the customer support question?
No, someone else is asking that can they do a school assignment with ChatGPT, like a college assignment or university assignment?
I mean, you could, but then your university might have plagiarism checkers in place. I'm sure a lot of people are doing that, of course, because it saves a lot of time of writing the essay yourself. But make sure you're actually learning what they're trying to teach you at the university. I would like to know how to create content for already published flyers for adverts. Yeah, so you could copy in the content, the text from the flyer, and you could get ChatGPT to change it a little bit, so you can do a new flyer. Lola Chris, that's quite a good use case. Yeah, I think we've got to stop now, but I would like to invite everybody to give me a connection on LinkedIn or on here, wherever you're active, or Twitter as well. I'll post my channels in the chat for you, and then yeah, let's work together. Feel free to give me a connection request or send me any messages or any questions that you've got. Happy to help you guys, and it's been really, really nice today. Let's do this again. There's my Twitter. I think Pope's just posted that. Oh, it's X now, isn't it? Yeah, of course. So yeah, you can reach me on here as well. I think I'm Secret Skrillah on here, OX Skrillah on Twitter, Skrillah on LinkedIn. I'll probably change them all so they're all the same pretty soon as well. Cheers, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. Hope to see you all again.
Yes, Skrillah, thanks so much for joining us. This section has really been amazing, and I believe everyone has learned so much from you, and I believe everyone comes to AI now. So, guys, if you do have any question, please drop a question in the meeting chat before we end off tonight's section. For Skrillah, or probably make sure you are connected. Make sure you are connected to him on LinkedIn. follow him on Twitter or sending me a DM on Telegram as well. If you have any question, make sure you follow up with him. So, okay, let's wait for a minute if anyone has any question before the next speaker joins us. Make sure you're following Skrillah on Twitter. The Twitter link is on the Telegram chat. There are a lot of things you guys can do with AI, and Skrillah shared an infographic on things you could do. Okay, I'm going to pin that as well on the Telegram chat so you guys can download it and check it. Okay, if there is no question, okay, someone is asking, can I create a logo or generate the idea with ChatGPT? Okay, the idea for a logo. So Skrillah, I have a question for you.
Yeah, I did actually show earlier on this logo maker website. So it's called logoai.com. That's where I did the AI Academy logo. I think it's $50 to get your logo. I'm going to share the screen again so you can all see it. Okay, how do we do that? On Telegram. Yeah, here we go. So earlier on, we were talking about this luggage storage little business that we wanted to set up. And it's called Luggage Haven, as ChatGPT suggested. We made a quick logo for it with this tool. Let's say we wanted to use this one. We could, you can then buy it. I think it's 50, okay, it's 59 euros or 99. There's different options, okay? So if you just want the logo, you can pay 29 US dollars and get the logo. I think last time I did it, I wanted some more stuff like vector files, which is useful if you're designing graphic design. And it also gave me some PPT stuff as well. I think actually I'll probably be able to just show you guys the AI Academy logo package that I got. So it gave me all of this stuff, different colors and backgrounds and stuff. I didn't have to do any of that in Photoshop. And then on the brand identity page, it gave me color schemes, nice color schemes. It gave me these mock-ups of merchandise, cups, phone, business cards, and bags. It gave me, it even put, we have got someone unmuted. If you could just mute yourself if your mic's hot, that would be awesome. It put my logo on the side of an office as well. One day we'll get there.
That's smashing that.
Okay. Yeah, and then it gave me. I use this golden one actually for LinkedIn, I think. And these are quite useful for my slides as well. So it gave me all of this stuff for $50, which, you know, before I would have got a designer to do this, and it would have been back and forth, you know, talking to someone for weeks maybe to get the logo correct. And with this, I was just able to search through loads of different options and find stuff that I liked immediately. You can download all this as PNG and SVG, whatever I need. I've got templates here as well. I'm not sure what the gold option is, but look, I've got letters templates here as well that I can use, and it gives me some PowerPoints as well. So yeah, pretty useful. Hack way past hack. I'm not sure what that means. I don't know any pidgin really. Someone can translate for me.
Pidgin.
Okay, cool. So yeah, that's the one I've been using for logos. I was actually able to set up the AI Academy in one afternoon, the whole business. So it was, you know, I had the idea at lunchtime, I think, while I was eating my sandwiches. And then by the end of the afternoon, I've got a logo, I've got first class made on Eventbrite, I've got social media channels set up and posting, you know, so I was able to launch that business within an afternoon. The possibilities are just insane. You know, this stuff would have taken a couple of weeks for me to put together before. If you are thinking, if you've got an idea for a little business that you want to set up, you can get ChatGPT to do your business plan and map it all out for you. I can actually see that my brother's in here in the chat as well. he's listening, and he's got a little idea for a business. I think he wants to make a plan for it. So I'm not gonna dox you, brother, but you should use ChatGPT to help you with that business plan, and I'll give you a hand with it later on if you want.
Yeah, all right, thanks so much, Skrillah. Yeah, that was amazing. Thanks so much. So, guys, we've come to the end of this segment with Skrillah, and it has been amazing. So, guys, please do follow Skrillah on Twitter, connect with him on LinkedIn. Also, if you have any question, feel free to DM him on Telegram as well. He's always available to reply you. So, guys, thanks so much. Now we have Phil, who is going to be explaining to us blockchain and governance. How does it work? And how you guys get to understand the structure in blockchain, yeah. So yeah, Ilo, if you are right here, if you can hear me, kindly respond.
Hey, Pope, how are you doing?
So much.
Hey, Ilo, I'm good, and you?
Good day,
I'm doing
everyone.
good.
I can hear you.
Oh, what's going on?
Sorry about that. I think some people are muting themselves to speak. Okay, guys. Now we are in another segment. So now we are with Hilo. We'll be discussing on DAO structure, understanding blockchain governance, and how you could participate in on-chain voting, or how you could participate in DAO, or you could even create your own DAO community on the blockchain with Hilo. And Hilo is very, very, very experienced in this field. So, Hilo, tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your background, and let's keep diving into tonight's discussion. Thank you.
Sure. Okay. This seems to be working well. I'm going to try and look at the chat in the meanwhile. I do have a Q&A section at the end. Can you all see the slides? Just say yes in the chat.
Yes, I can.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right. So today we're going to be talking about what a DAO is, or what people think it is, and what it can do for you. And before we get into it, a little bit about myself. I have kind of a interesting profile. Actually, I'm a musician by trade. I studied the bass guitar, and I studied in Europe, in Flanders. I studied how to play jazz music on the bass guitar. And then 2 years ago, during the pandemic, I lost all my income streams because I wasn't able to play anymore or to teach anymore. And I got into the on-chain world. I attended a hackathon called the Space Camp Hackathon. And then I met a lot of people. And from there on onwards, I was managing, I kind of took over management for a builder collective, which is called GraviDAO. And GraviDAO, we build a tool for token gating and voting on Cosmos. We launched a couple of NFT collections. We did a podcast for a good year or so with one of our members. And we currently also run a validator on Stargaze. So that's been going on the last 2 years. And then I've been working the last year, around a year now, I've been working for a new project called the Cooperative Denom and Nore Network as the governance product manager. So doing research on how they want to do governance and how we're going to build it and who's going to use it, and really everything that involves governance of the project. And so today on the agenda, I want to make some time to talk about kind of the history of DAOs and important things to know, and there will be some extra resources you can read up on later. This presentation I will post as a PDF in the Telegram after the presentation, so you can download it and you can click on links and you can read up on things that you think are interesting. After the primer, and I'll try to make it as short as possible, which is kind of hard to do, but I'll do my best. We're gonna jump into how we can set up our own DAO using different tools. And we're gonna try to do it in less than 10 minutes. That's the goal. So I have a chronometer here ready, and we're gonna be timing and see if I can stay in 10 minutes. So without further ado, let me check the Telegram chat just for a bit. Okay, some thanks for Skrillah. That's good. Skrillah, I want to say thank you for the presentation. I think you helped a lot of people, start their AI journey. And I really appreciate that. Okay, so if we talk about a DAO, we have to know about the DAO. And the DAO is kind of it is a very big point in the history of chains, of crypto chains. And the DAO was actually responsible for creating Ethereum Classic. If you ever been on an exchange and you saw ETC, Ethereum Classic, that exists because of this, because of the DAO. And to understand it, we have to kind of know what it is. So it is a crowdfunding vehicle, a crowdfunding smart contract. It was created in 2016. And the idea was, let's create an investment fund without a middleman, without a manager. We're going to use smart contract code to execute on our investment strategy. And this was wildly popular. The creators did not expect it. And as a result, people started pouring in their ETH. And at some point, there was 15% of the whole supply of ETH was in this smart contract called the DAO. And how it worked was quite simple. You put in ETH and you buy the DAO token, TDT, with it. So you put in 1 ETH and you get some amount of tokens in return. And then with this token, you can vote. You can vote on what you think the DAO should invest their ETH in. And the way it worked is, you can see this on the right, you had the parent DAO, and it could create children, many, many, many children. And every time there was a proposal, a new child would be created. So for example, I put in 1 ETH, I got some tokens, and I made a proposal that I want to spend, or the DAO should spend 1,000 ETH to fund the Secret Network Africa conference. Okay, and depending on the outcome, if people thought like, yes, that's a good idea, it would create a new DAO, a child DAO. And then this new child DAO, we could call it the Secret Network Africa DAO. And then this child DAO, essentially what it is a little treasury box with all the ETH in there that got into the proposal. So 1,000 ETH, it's in the treasury. And then that DAO, all the people who said, yes, this is a good idea, they could take care of this treasury box and then use it to buy hamburgers for the conference, or pay people to do support and ticketing on the conference, or pay speakers to come and speak on the conference, right? So you always have this parent-child structure. And this was very fascinating to people. Everyone was talking about this in 2016, and some people came out, some very smart people, with concerns. Like, it's a new technology. Maybe someone will hack it, and then 15% of the ETH supply can be hacked, right? And maybe Ethereum will suffer because of it. And they even wrote what is called a call for a temporary moratorium, which means a call to close down the DAO temporarily, just to check if there's anything wrong with it. And they were right, because something was wrong with it. It was a new technology. And one smart hacker, he found a way. He found a bug. And he managed to siphon off a lot of ETH from the parent DAO into a child DAO that he controlled. And so everyone was like, what do we do? What do we have to do? And a lot of the big names like Vitalik, the founder of Ethereum, but also other big names like the founder of Internet ICP, Internet Computer Program. A lot of big names, they said like, we have to do a fork. We have to do a soft fork with the Ethereum chain to roll back what happened with the DAO. Or we have to do a hard fork and force everyone to roll back so that this hack, it didn't happen. We can just ignore it. And a lot of debates, some people did not want that because they believe that a hacker, it was his right to be able to hack and find a bug. And the code allowed for the hack, and so the hack should be able to proceed. It was the fault of the founders. They should have done a better job. But most of the community said like, no, we will be judging against this, and we want this hack to be returned. We want the money to be returned. We want the Ethereum to be returned. And so they did. They after a few months, they did a hard fork and rolled back the whole chain to before the DAO was born. And that chain is now the Ethereum that we know. And the other chain where the DAO was allowed to keep on existing, that is Ethereum Classic. And you can still buy Ethereum Classic tokens on exchanges today. It still exists. You can still interact with the contracts if you want to. But it's kind of a relic of the past. And the reason I wanted to bring up this is this kind of shows the power of what a DAO can do, but also some of the risks that are involved with being a DAO or using a DAO. And it also shows us why people are still using it today, because it did make a big impact, made big news. Fun fact, here in the bottom, you can find rect.news. If you click there, you can see a leaderboard of the biggest hacks in history. And it's very interesting to read. It's a lot of fun to read. It's very good writing. I do encourage you to take a look. Okay, let's go on. So that happened in 2016. And since then, we've had a lot of new ways to use this DAO technology. And I'll just go over a couple of the bigger ones. So we have in 2017, MakerDAO and DAI. I think most of you are familiar with this. It's a decentralized stablecoin. They use DAO contracts to manage the issuance of the stablecoin. We have Aragon, which is a governance stack to create DAOs, and it's also managed by its own DAO. It's not used as much today, but it was the first big project to do this. You can still use it as well. Then we have Aave. Everyone knows Aave, who's been in DeFi for some time. In 2017, it was called ETHLend. And of course, it is decentralized lending. They also have a DAO-like structure where the Aave token holders can vote on proposals. Then in 2018, we have the start of Uniswap. Of course, Uniswap today, 5 years later, is the biggest DEX out there. They also use a DAO-like structure. 2019, Moloch DAO. This is very interesting, and we're going to use it later in the presentation. Moloch DAO created also a governance stack to create DAOs, but specifically for grants, for infrastructure grants, to be able to get in funds and then distribute it to contribute to the ecosystem. That's what Moloch DAO did. And they've been going through many generations since then. Right now, we are using Moloch DAO v3. Okay, 2020, SushiSwap. Most of us know SushiSwap, the Uniswap fork. They also have a DAO structure. Curve, the stablecoin DEX, they also have a DAO structure. Flamingo DAO, it's a lesser known one, but this is an investment DAO. So they invest in NFTs, and they are a permissioned DAO. There are only 100 members, and you have to sign up legally. So it's not only on chain. It has a connection with the legal system in the United States. There's many reasons for this. It's mainly to protect the members and to provide insurance for the members as well. Flamingo DAO, and then 2021 Nouns DAO. Very interesting project. It is an infinite generative collection. Every day there's an auction, and every day you can mint a new noun. So far there are, I think, around 869 which have been minted over the last 3 years. And they also have a DAO-like structure. So we can see that DAO, we don't even know what it is yet, but we can use it in a lot of different ways for a lot of the different purposes. And these are just some of the ways. There's a lot more that we cannot list here. It would take us too long. And so you see this umbrella on the right side, and we have to think of DAO as kind of an umbrella. It can be something for a lot of different functions, a lot of different things that we would like to do. It can provide a service for us. Let's go into some more technical terminology. And you can see here a picture of Vitalik Buterin, the founder of Ethereum, well, the main founder of Ethereum. This also, we're going to look at what is this umbrella? What are all these things? So let's get some things clear. We can talk about a decentralized application, or DA. For example, BitTorrent or Popcorn Time, or any kind of peer-to-peer application. That it's not about crypto, it doesn't use coins, but it does use distributed nodes and distributed servers. So if you've ever downloaded some music using a torrent, you have used a decentralized application. Next, a decentralized organization. This essentially just is any kind of group of people who will use a chain, so a distributed ledger, to organize themselves. So let's say Pope and myself, we start a business, we start an AI business, and we're gonna use AI to make hamburger recipes. Now, Pope is in Africa, I'm in Europe. It's gonna be very hard to get a bank account for us. So what we can do is, we can use Secret Network or any of the Cosmos chains or Ethereum to start a decentralized organization, and we can use a multi-signature wallet to get funds from Africa in there, to get funds from Europe in there, and to keep it there on the cloud, if you will. Then we have a decentralized community. This is kind of a bigger version. For example, we could say Reddit, the forum Reddit. Suppose that the Reddit servers were running on Ethereum. This would be a decentralized community. So it's just a community that is using tools that are hosted in a decentralized way. And then we have an autonomous agent or an artificial intelligence. It is just an agent, something that can do something in the world or digitally, that it can act on itself, that is autonomous. So these are all, kind of words that we will use to describe what a DAO is and what it is not. And then in this, this graphic here, you see the 4 squares, and you can see these coming back. AI, the Holy Grail, DAOs, DOs, boring organizations or BOOs, robots, daemons, DAs, web services, forums, DCs. The way to think about this is ask yourself a question and ask the questions that are on the side here. And so we see automation at the edges, automation at the center, humans at the edges, humans at the center, internal capital, no internal capital. So let's take a look. So a forum in the bottom right, what is it? Does a forum have capital? No, it does not. You cannot ask the forum itself, the technology itself, please give me $2. I want the hamburger. You cannot do that. It doesn't have capital, right? Okay, who is the forum? Well, it's people. It's people who are at the edges, they're hosting the forum, and it's people at the center who are like engaging on the forum, right? Okay, let's take another one. Let's take boring old organizations, BOOs. Does it have capital? Yes, it's an organization. It has capital. It needs to pay people. Who is managing it? Well, it's humans. It's humans sitting at the teller. It's humans doing the lawyer. It's humans working in the organization. It's humans buying goods and services from the organization, right? Okay, that is BOOs, boring old organizations. Now let's look at something else, at DAs, decentralized applications. Does it have capital? Does BitTorrent have capital? No, it does not have capital. But how is it managed? Is it automated? Yes, it is. Because if I download a torrent and I click open, the program just connects. It will just connect to the client on your computer and on Pope's computer. And if you have some of the file that I need, it will start downloading it. So there is automation, but still it's me who's using it, the human. So you have a mix between automation and the human. And then let's look at DAOs. What is it? Does it have capital? Yes, it has capital. But does it have automation? Yes, it has automation. Because the DAO, our big example, I could make a proposal, and if everyone agrees on the proposal, the DAO will just execute. It will create a new child out of its own. No one has to do anything for that. No lawyer involved. It will just do it. So there is automation at the center. But still, there's a human who must make the proposal. And there is a human who will receive the funds in the end, right? So it's, again, a mix between automation and human, this time with capital. And then, of course, what is AI, or like the future of AI? If you imagine it 50 years from now, it is fully automated. It can maybe, think on its own, maybe not so smart as us, or maybe smarter than us, we don't know. But it's automated at the edge and at the center. And maybe it will even be able to have a bank account, or it will use Ethereum to make purchases for itself, or like gift to another AI that it knows. We don't know at this point, right? Cool. So if you want to know more about this, there's a link again you can visit, written by Vitalik. Vitalik has a lot of writing that he does, much more than we can ever read through. And it's a good way to kind of try to wrap your mind about what a DAO is. And it's still like, what is a DAO? What is a DAO? I don't know what a DAO is, but maybe we start to get some sense of what it can be. And here's another way we can think about it. We call it anti-capture framework. This is kind of a new way to think about this, by Spengra. And he says, a DAO is a network of agents, maybe secret agents. They share a common purpose. For example, if Pope and I have a DAO for hamburger recipes, that is our purpose. And those agents are the only ones who hold the power to execute to execute actions. So it's only Pope and I who can vote on it. And if we vote on it and we both agree, it will happen. There's no lawyer involved. There's no bank involved. And what does the action do? It manages shared resources. So maybe there's ETH on there. Maybe there are secret tokens on there. Maybe there are in the future like recipes, images of recipes that are hosted on there. Any kind of shared resource, right? Another way to think about it is this framework of it's a group of people and they want to execute something. What makes it a DAO then? It is the execution part. Is there a middleman or not? Can someone stop it or not? And in the sense of a DAO, there is no middleman. So now we have a little bit more of a sense. And if we look at the tools in like 2 minutes, we're going to look at some of the tools. It's going to be much more clear what we can actually do with it ourselves today, tomorrow, next week, with small projects, with small side hustles. But essentially, we now know, okay, it is something that will allow us to execute without having to need a lawyer, without needing a bank account, essentially. So I've been involved with this for a long time, and my vision is we need it to be playful. We need it to be practical. You know, we can spend many hours thinking about the philosophy, but we have to be practical. And so what I would say is, whatever it is that we want to do, we can use this DAO as a tool to enable us to do it. And we do it using capture-resistant distributed ledger technology. That is, to me, how I would explain what a DAO is and what DAO tools are. And I like to work with words and to rethink with words. And here you can see some other ways of thinking about it. Maybe it's a distributed auxiliary organism. Okay, what does this mean? Distributed means there's not one single place. For example, Pope and I, we don't have a headquarters. The internet is our headquarters. So we are distributed. What is auxiliary? It means something that is helping us, that is providing help. And then organism is, you know, something that exists and that has a purpose and a function, and that has, you know, internal code or DNA or whatever it is that makes it function as a whole. So we can create a DAO, Pope and I, to do this business, this hamburger recipe business, and the DAO will help us. So in a sense, for us, it will be a distributed auxiliary organism. Or we could call it, maybe in the future, in 50 years' time, there's this AI who has a DAO to buy, I don't know, to buy credits for the cloud. Maybe then they are a digital artificial organ. And this DAO is like one organ of the AI. Just like I have a liver, I have kidneys, I have lungs, I have a heart. They all serve to make me who I am and to get me from point A to B, and for me to be able to eat a hamburger and digest it. Maybe in the same way, in some future, we will use DAO as like an organ, a digital artificial organ. Okay, so we get to the gist of the presentation. How do we start a micro DAO? Knowing all of this, what do we do? What do we do? Well, let's look at the purpose. Some things we can do with it. We can receive a grant with it. We can, if we apply for Secret Network for a grant, we can receive a grant with it. We can start an NFT project together with friends to mint a new collection. We can use it to invest together in maybe big coins or altcoins, or maybe we want to invest in other DAOs or in cooperatives around us, near where we live in real life. Or maybe we want to, we are an existing organization and we want to hold some Ethereum or some stable coins for us, for our enterprise. We can also use these DAO tools for it. And what are the ingredients that we will use? We have the tools. We have a multisig, which is a wallet that everyone has to sign off on. Everyone has to agree on. Then we have governance stack. What is it? It's a more complex way to organize our funds with voting and a lot of possibilities for managing the funds. We can use platforms. We have connections with platforms. There are integrations with Discord, with Telegram. There are very cool new ways to organize people in workspaces using DAO tools. And we can create docs with it. We can mint legal wrappers for our DAO to protect the members, etc. Okay, let's look at one example. Here's some list. You can, it's for later. You can have it at home. We want to receive a grant. So let's say we are 3 people and we are asking for 5K USD from Secret Network. What do we use? We can use a multisig for this. Let's try to create a multisig. Okay. Let's see, how fast will we be? I'm gonna start the chronometer. We want to create a multisig. It's gonna be myself. I have an address. We're gonna do it on Ethereum for now. We have Bob and we have Leah, the 3 of us. Okay, we can go to Safe. This is kind of the best multisig wallet on Ethereum. We launch the wallet. We connect. I'm already connected now, you see. We create a new account. We call it grant receiving wallets. Which chain? We're gonna use Polygon for now. There's a lot of chains here you can use. And on Cosmos you have Notional. It's linked in the docs that you will receive. Okay. It's gonna be me. Who else? It's gonna be Bob, and it's gonna be Leah. And I will actually use some of the addresses that are stored in my address list. There we go. What is the threshold? Well, how many people have to agree before this multisig will execute? Well, you don't want to do 1 out of 3 because then one person can take control and that's not so good. So we're gonna use 2 of 3. Why not 3 of 3? Well, suppose we do 3 of 3 and Bob, you know, he gets high a lot of the times and, you know, maybe someday he will lose his wallet. And then we're screwed because we don't have his signature anymore. He cannot sign anymore with his wallet. And then we're screwed. We cannot access the funds. So we're gonna say 2 out of 3 so that we are safe. We want to be safe. Okay, next. What will it cost me? Okay, 0.001 Matic. Okay, that's good. I'm going to sign it. Confirm. There, being executed. Indexing. I'm only 3 minutes in. I'm doing good. And please, the cool thing about Safe Wallet is they are coming out with a credit card. So if Pope and we do this hamburger business, soon we will be able to use Safe Wallet, what I'm showing you here, and use a credit card that is connected with the Safe Wallet. And we can make payments anywhere, always, without a bank, no middleman. And now it's just loading the account. So we will wait, we will see how long it takes. Web trader, I'm reading up on yeah. I hope the more practical the more practical example will help you. Okay, so it's still loading. How long do I have? 4 minutes 45. It will have to hurry. Come on, guys. Let me read up on the chat. Here we are ready. Okay. There we go. We got it. Now we have a grant receiving wallet. I can give this to Secret Foundation. They can send us some stable coins, and we can start our hamburger business. Right now, there's no assets, right? But we can collect NFTs as well if we want to. We can do everything on chain with this. And you can see I've already used this for a lot of things, for investing in a new chain called Movement. I've used it to receive a grant from Polkadot. I've used it for the GraviDAO, GraviCats treasury. You can use it for a lot of things. If you are on Cosmos, you can use Notional, multisig. It's not as fancy, but it works. This is for Cosmos people. I won't get into it now. Or you can use DAO. This is also for Cosmos. Membership DAO, multisig. This is what you would use. Okay. We don't have a lot of time. I will probably not be able to touch everything. Poor me. But let's do something else. Hold funds for a common enterprise. Suppose that, 1 year in the future, Pop and I, our hamburger business has done very, very, very well. We sold thousands of hamburger recipes and hamburgers. And we even hired someone extra. We're now 3 people. And we have a lot of money. We have 100K in USD sitting on chain. Okay, well, what do we do? Because we're now 3 people and it's not the 5K anymore. This is more important. Okay, what do we do then? We create a multisig, but now we're gonna use, you remember the threshold that we were talking about? Now we're gonna use a 5 out of 7 threshold. So try to do some math. Pope, we're going to give him 2 signatures instead of 1. So he has 2. I'm going to have 2 signatures as well. So 2 plus 2 is 4. And then our new CEO, Skrillah, can be our new CEO. We also give him 2 signatures. That's 4 plus 2. That's 6. Okay, why this 7? Well, we want 1 additional 1. just in case something happens. Maybe, you know, we lose a wallet, we lose a signature. We want to have one additional one. And maybe Pope will manage it. So Pope has 3 keys, I have 2 keys, and Skrillah has 2 keys. This is a lot better than just 3 keys. Because now Pope can lose a key, no problem. I can lose a key, I can lose 2 keys. I can die. I can lose all my keys, no problem. We can still do 5 out of 7 threshold, no problem. So, or you could go with 4 out of 7. This is just to show, you know, depending on the size of what you want to do, maybe you tweak some options. Okay. Receive a grant with a legal wrapper. Suppose Secret says, okay, guys, you're good, but are you real people? You know, do you have some kind of legal entity or something? And we say, yeah, we don't want to put our own signature on it. You know, can't we, you know, do something else? Yes, we can. We can go to wrapper.w2tf. Yeah, what the fuck, wrapper. And we can use this one, Marshall Islands. Let's take this Marshall Islands one. And look what I'm gonna do. We have our grant receiving wallet that we just created. And I'm going to copy the address. And then just, come on, this button. There we go. And we're going to mint a legal wrapper. What does this mean? It means that we are protected. It means that if Secret Network or if anyone comes to us and says, hey guys, you made a mistake, I'm going to sue you, we can say, no, you cannot sue us. You have to sue the DAO. And our DAO has a legal entity. And we can even open a bank account with it if we want to. We can use this machine here, the wrapper. This is very handy to use. You can use it. It's free to use. You can always use it for anything. You just mint, and it will mint a legal wrapper for you. And you can go into the docs. It's quite crazy what they did. It's quite genius. But here you go. Oh, go ahead. I'm hearing someone talk. Not talking? Okay, no worries. Pope, you want your share? Yes. Okay. So, Pope, how long do I have? Because I think I should stop now, or no. Okay, let's continue for a little while then. So what we saw up till now is multisig. It just means it's a little treasury, and everyone has to sign off on it for something to happen. So it's the most basic way of doing a DAO is having a multisig. It's the most basic way. Now, we can go a lot deeper into this. And for example, we want to start an investment collective, a cooperative investment collective. Or, for example, we have the Secret Foundation DAO. Let me read up, because I think Pope mentioned something. Secret Agency DAO, right? So I'm not in the Secret Agency DAO, but Skrillah is, Pope probably is, and they have some kind of way of doing it. Maybe they have a couple of multisigs that they use, but maybe they also have something more. They have voting tokens and shares and other things that normal businesses do as well. If anyone here has ever started a business, you know, there's a lot of things you have to file and register, and You have to give each other shares, and you have to define if there are voting shares or non-voting shares. And there's all sorts of different kinds of companies you can start. You have to scale it up with more memberships, with more members. Yeah. So let's, the best way to think about what we can do with this DAO technology is to take examples. So let's take a new example. We want to start an investment collective. So, our hamburger project, very successful, very, very successful. And we want to start to invest money into other hamburger companies. We want to, the new generation, we want to empower them. And we want to see new hamburger recipes. And we want to see new hamburger shops. We want to fund this. We want to invest in those companies. So what can we do? We can start an investment collective. And in our example, we're going to use a democratic voting structure or a cooperative voting structure. So that means everyone who's part of these cooperatives, everyone has the same amount of voting. Okay, so this is different from a normal company. Normal company, if I have 10 shares and you have 100 shares, then I have 10 votes and you have 100 votes. In a cooperative, it's a little bit different. So if we look at our example here, let's say we have Elo, Bob, and Leah, but let's say we have Elo, Pope, and Skrillah. I'm poor man. I put in $10. And I get 1 vote and 10 shares, 1 share for every dollar. Pope, he's wealthy. He puts in $100, but he just gets 1 vote. 1 vote for him because we are a cooperative, we're democratic, but he gets 100 shares, 1 share for every vote. And then our friend Skrillah, he's been doing well too. He puts in $50, he gets 1 vote and 50 shares, right? So it's clear, right? If we make a decision, we all have 1 vote. But if we make a profit, who will make the most profit? It will be Pope, because he has more shares than I do. He has 100 shares, I only have 10 shares. So if we make a profit, then proportionally, Pope will, earn more from that profit. So the cool thing is today, and remember, this is only 7 years after the DAO. It's only 7 years. Today, we have all the tools that we need to do this kind of a structure on-chain. Fully distributed, fully decentralized, no bank can stop it, Okay, so let's take a look at that. We have our cooperative, and we're going to use Moloch DAO. If you remember, Moloch DAO, they started in 2017 or 2018. They were the first one to create the tools for grants, to be able to do grants on-chain. So we're going to use Moloch DAO, and we're going to use a product that they built called DAO House. And it looks like this. Let me go to the official website, DAO House. So this is on EVM chains, Ethereum, Polygon, But if you're on Cosmos, you can use DAO.zone. It works a little bit differently, but it works well as well. So this is DAO House. You can summon a DAO, a distributed artificial organism. Okay, so let's summon a DAO. Let's summon a DAO. Before we do that, we have to understand something. And it gets a bit, no, wait, let's wait with it. We can get to it later. Let's just start with that. Okay, what is the DAO name? Hamburger DAO. And let's do the chronometer. Let's see how fast we can get this one. I think the last one was 5 minutes. Let's go again. We got 10 minutes, and then after this, we're done, boys. Okay, and girls. Hamburger DAO. Voting token name. Hamburger voting. Voting token symbol. Maybe this. Hamburger. Non-voting token name. What is this? This is the share. So we're gonna say hamburger shares. This is how much of the revenue you keep. Non-voting token symbol. We'll call it hamburger shares. Something like that. Maybe that's too long. I don't know. It'll be fine. Voting stake transferable. Okay. So I have 1 vote. I have a new friend, Leah. Can I transfer my vote to her? No. No, we don't do that. We keep it at non-transferable. Okay, shares. I put in $10. I have 10 shares. Can I sell my shares? Maybe, I'm tired of this hamburger business. I want to start a chili business. Can I just transfer my shares to someone else? Let them do the business? Yeah, I can do that. Okay, that's what this means. Proposal timing. Okay, Skrillah, he says like, okay, guys, let's invest in this new hamburger place. How long do we get to decide on it? Well, let's say 7 days. We get a week. Grace period. What is this? What is this grace period, you ask? Okay, this is where we go back to the notes. The way they work on Moloch DAO is very genius. It's called rage quit. It means if I don't agree on Skrillah's proposal, I can quit. I can quit the DAO in the grace period. I can rage quit, and I will get back my shares. So I will sell my shares to the DAO itself. So if, for example, maybe Skrillah says, yeah, man, we should really invest in this hot dog place. And I'm like, what? No, man, I don't want to do hot dogs. I'm here for the hamburgers. And I say, I'm going to rage quit, guys. If you all agree and this vote will pass, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't approve. I don't want to be a part of that anymore. No, I'm going to rage quit. And I press the rage quit button. And then I get back my 10 shares, so my $10, or maybe by then it's worth a little more. Maybe it's worth $11, but I get it back after the vote executes. I get it back. So in our case, how long? Well, let's say 3 days. It will be enough for me. Maybe I'm on holidays. I need some more time. 3 days is good. Okay, we're almost done. Quorum. What is this? Quorum is, okay, we're 10 people. How many people have to vote on this for it to pass? Like, suppose we're all on a holiday and Pope, makes some kind of proposal, secret proposal, without us knowing. Can he pass it? Just on his own, can he pass it? Well, if we're 10 people and we put quorum at 33%, then he cannot, because he would need 3 more people to be able to let it pass. So this is to protect against, sneaky proposals, this quorum. Or we can put it very high. We can say everyone has to agree, 90%. Everyone has to vote. Okay. Minimum retention, I will not get into. This is a bit more complex. It has to do with the grace period. But essentially it is, if suppose that everybody rage quits, what happens then? Sponsor threshold is, how many tokens does someone need? We'll just say 1. You need 1 token. And if you do a proposal, do you need to pay for it? No, you don't need to pay for it. Okay? And then we will just take our members. Elo, Pope, Skrillah. So just 3 members, because I just have 3 ones here. I will just copy paste the address. Okay. Oh, copy paste. This is not Pope's real wallet, eh? Okay, it's not his real wallet. Just I'm not doxing people. Okay, Skrillah. Come on, Skrillah. All right. So each of us, we have 1 vote. I have 10 shares. Pope has 100 shares. He's a rich man. Skrillah has 50 shares. Almost rich. And it says formatting is valid. Okay, that's good. And the shamans we will not touch for now. Connect. Connect with MetaMask. I think the connecting takes the longest. We're connected. Saying something. Oh, come on. Maybe it's too long. Oh no, only 3 more minutes before my 10 minutes are over. Can I summon it? Yes. How much does it cost me? 20 cents? That's nothing. Confirm. How much does it cost me to set up a bank account and to ask a lawyer? You know, a lot more, I will tell you. It will cost me, in Belgium, it will cost me at least $500, if not more. So here it's, it's free. Okay, there we go. It was super fast. How long did it take us? Even with all my talking, it took 7 minutes, 30 seconds. And we got a DAO. Under 10 minutes. Okay, let's view it. View DAO. Let's take a look. Hamburger DAO. 3 members. Hamburger voting token. Hamburger shares token. There are 3 voting tokens. 160 shares in total. Super cool. All right. Proposals. We can make some proposals. So yeah, let's try and create a small proposal. So you get a sense, because if you're going to be interacting with a DAO, with secret agency DAO, you're going to be dealing with some kind of proposals as well. We have proposals, we have saves, we have 1 treasury, rage quittable. That's what I explained. It doesn't really have tokens. There's no money in it. We can create an additional treasury. We can manage the treasury in safe. So they can work together. We can look at the members. When did they join? What is their voting power? We all have 1 voting power. How many shares do they have? And then we have, what's my profile? This is my profile. I have 10 shares. And then settings. Oops. Not much to do here. This is just the settings of the DAO contract. And let's create 1 simple proposal. I propose to end this talk. Well, to end this presentation. Oh, getting error. Maybe this is too long. it will cost me $0. Come on, guys. Confirm. Transaction submitted. Transaction success. And now we'll just sync. So let's take a look at the proposals. Do we have a proposal? We need to refresh. There you go. Proposal is on chain. And now everyone can vote yes, no, etc., etc. Okay. Thank you all for coming. I know it has been a bit technical, maybe. I've tried to make it as simple as possible. But it is hard to do. It is a lot of information for a short talk. Any questions you can ask now. I'm going to read up. David, congrats, man. Still following. Web trader broke his heart. Skrillah, we should sell pizza? Okay, man. Ciao, Dao. Web3 Safari. Okay, guys, any questions or any remarks, go ahead. And then I will give the mic back to Pope. You can always hit me up later if you have any questions. Let me post the PDF for this, so you have it. Let's see. How did I call it? I'm fetching it. PDF. Okay, got it. There you go. PDF is uploaded. You can download it there. Check out some links if you want to. Thanks for staying with me on this long journey. It's super cool to see like so many people in here. And I wish you all a safe journey in the DAO space. Safe and exciting journey. A lot of new possibilities opening up. In the next few years especially, you're all going to be in a very, very good position because you're here in the depths of the bear market. You know? So yeah, awesome. Thanks for coming. And hope to see you soon.
Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks so much for this section. This has been wonderful. And I've learned so much about the DAO structure. You know, when Skrillah and Etherman, we started set up the Secret DGC DAO, I don't really understand much how it's being set up. You know, I don't understand the structure, I told the Moxig and so on. But you know, with the explanation now, I think I understand better how the DAO structure works and how I could form the DAO structure with my friends as well. Yeah, this is really awesome. Thank you so much. So guys, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask or drop your questions in the Telegram chat. Elo is here to answer some of your questions in the Telegram chat. Also, Elo, if you don't mind, can you share the link to your Twitter profile so people can follow you on Twitter as well? Yeah, thanks so much, Elo. Now we have another section with yaesha. So yaesha is going to be taking us into the world of blockchain game. So now everyone would say how it looks like to play game on the blockchain. So now we'll explore blockchain gaming and how it connects to Web2 gaming as well. And in real life, it's really fun. I've played a couple of blockchain games, and I must say it's really fun and exciting, and it's really entertaining to be honest. You know, I don't need to be paid to play some of these games on the blockchain. I play it for fun, just the way I play FIFA as well. So yeah, yaesha, if you can hear me, kindly respond.
Hello?
If you
Yeah.
have us in this house. Okay, hi, Isha, I can hear you.
Hi everyone.
Hi, Isha. So, can you give us a little bit about yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your background. Then, let's dive into blockchain gaming.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me share my screen. Just a second. Right. Let's just share my entire screen here. Can you guys see my screen? Can you see my screen?
We can. I can see your screen. Thank you.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So first of all, thank you for having me on here. It's a pleasure, as always, to be able to talk about all of some of the exciting things that some teams are doing, and it was really interesting, sort of looking more into DAOs. Actually, quite recently, I've been looking into seeing if maybe my team might want to be a DAO. So I think that was really helpful. Thank you, Elo. So yeah, my name's Yaesha. I'll do an introduction very quickly. But just before that, so today I'm looking into the question, why blockchain can revolutionize gaming, both indie and mainstream. So just a quick intro about myself. So I'm Yaesha. I'm an associate at AART. That's the Anther Association Researching Technology. And what that is really is, think of it as a group of people who are skilled in many different areas. So we've got people who are skilled in scientific research. We've got some software engineers, some hardware engineers, some people who are skilled in finance, and some people in marketing. And the way that it works at AART is it's a convenient association where you have people from all these different backgrounds that you can consult. You can consult with them, and you can sort of lean on each other if you need a bit of a consultation in an area that you're not so well in. So at times, my background, for example, is software engineering and a bit of scientific research, and sometimes I'll be sometimes someone within the association will reach out to me and say, hey, I need some advice, or I need you to help me do this. And that's really what AART is. The members, we gladly and willfully offer our services to each other in the interest of developing, progressing our own sort of projects. So, for example, one of my own projects was the Blackjack project. What that is a turn-based card shedding game, which I've built on the Secret network. Now, when I built it very early on, it was a very simple contract that you could only really interact with it from a terminal. So it was a terminal-based game, and it was really just for the purposes of testing out the Secret network, testing out on-chain privacy, and seeing for myself what the fuss was about with Web3. I'm glad I did. I became sociable, I suppose, with the Secret network community, and they seemed to take a liking to this little smart contract, and there was encouragement to build it up a bit, so make it a bit more user friendly. So that's what we did. Sometime just after November last year, we made a web version of Blackjack. Does anyone know how to play Blackjack, or has anyone played it before?
I've played Blackjack before. I know how to play Blackjack.
Yeah.
I think we have a couple people who has also played Blackjack. Yeah.
Yeah. So most people probably know it by another name. So other names are like What or Last Card. It's similar as well to Crazy Eights. When people hear Blackjack, they usually think of the casino game where you're playing against the house to get a hand that's close to 21. So that's not quite the same. They share the same name, but blackjack is primarily a card shedding game, and it's very similar to Uno, which means it's very fun. You play with up to 7 players. Now, the reason why we've built this game on a blockchain is because it fits quite well. So it's a turn-based game, so it means that it fits in quite well with the way that transactions on a blockchain are atomic, one after the other. So that works out quite well. But also the fact that you can, it's peer-to-peer, so you can play with anyone online. That opens up many doors and windows, if you will, for possibilities of how you can make it fun. So very early on, it was a peer-to-peer game that you can, 2 people with a terminal, with a terminal emulator, they could play with against each other, and you didn't need like a middleman app or anything, because it was literally just an app that you run in npm. So the way that we've made blackjack is you can play for fun. I mean, the game is primarily about playing for fun and building a sort of community, and you can play with your friends or you can play with strangers. So that's what we focused on primarily as well. But obviously, there's also an angle where you can play for prizes. If you're building a blockchain game, the fact that crypto money being easily transferable around on this blockchain game makes it sensible to want to play for prizes as well, and that's something that you can do. So what I might do is demonstrate a quick game with Pope, if he's ready. Pope, did you manage to get set up?
I'm about to claim the profits now. Just a minute. I don't know why Post is a little bit slow. Actually, getting that done in just a minute.
Yeah. Are you ready now?
I mean, that's not. Actually, this is the first time I'm trying out Post since the upgrade. I haven't used.
In which case, so I can demonstrate a single player game. That'll be just as fine.
Sure, you can do that.
So just to explain how we've, just to explain how we've made this game. So at the moment, this is actually an old version. Our latest version, we're going to release that on Monday. So this is the beta version. We're still beta testing. We're due to release this game by end of this year, this month. So the way that we've built it is we have public, private, and tournament games. These are all the multiplayer games you can play, or you can just play single player against AI. Now the way that we've played the tournaments is you buy a ticket for 8 secret, and you have a half chance of winning, and the contract takes a commission, and that commission goes towards the a sort of jackpot, this top prize. It's not a lot because it's a new contract. But if I play this game and I win against someone, I'm set to win 12 secret. So I paid 8 in, but if I win, I get 12 out. But I also get some tournament points. So the way that this tournament works is when the tournament ends in about 10 days, this top prize should have accumulated to quite a significant number. Like sometimes in our tests, it'll be just under like 1,000 in like a week. So at the end of that tournament, we keep score, or we keep a leaderboard of who's like won the most tournaments over those 10 days. And when you're at the top of the leaderboard and the countdown has gone to 0, you win the top prize. We're also implementing a way that you can win an NFT. Now these NFTs, we're using them as a proof of ownership. So if you own one of these NFTs, then if I go into just the regular public games, these public games which you can play online, or these private games which you can play with friends, you just play them for free, so you wouldn't actually have to pay a ticket price. And the smart contract can query if you're playing and you own that NFT, and then you get those privileges because it's as though you've paid for the game. So I will demonstrate a quick game. I'll play a 4-player game with AI. It's slow today. Yep, there we go. And this will take me to the game. So the way that the game works, so you've got your little music there. The way that the game works is, this is your hand, only you can see it, obviously. There's no way someone can query your hand because we're using the secret network and the data is encrypted on the blockchain. So whereas on other blockchains, this data would be public because anyone would be able to search what's stored on this smart contract. Only you can see this hand, and that's because you've you've generated a viewing key. So if I head back to the game, the way that you play is, so the top card at the moment is a 10 of spades. Let's just hold that. So it's just telling me to hurry up. The top card is a 10 of spades. So now that it's my turn, I can play a 10 or another spades. So I could play this 7 of spades here, or I could play this 10. I'm just going to play a 10, and that's my turn.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
Oh, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
All right.
I'm on the dashboard.
Okay, I'm gonna bossify myself with this game.
So guys, basically this is just like the normal games you guys play in the real life. So in Nigeria, this is called what? So guys, what we're about to do now, what we're about to demonstrate is called playing what on the blockchain. So it's a game on the blockchain, and this is what you guys play in normal life. I believe everyone here has played words while going up. Yeah, if you are familiar with words, let me just see make some noise in the Telegram chat. So what we're about to do right now is to play words on the blockchain. I and yaesha is going to play words on the blockchain. Pick two, pick three, go J, those are the terms we use, technologies we use in real life. So those technologies are also on the blockchain, which you can use to play. See, this is very, very interactive. And now you can play words remotely from anywhere in the world. And now you're not just playing words for fun. You can also bid with your friends, also win prizes. That there are NFTs to win. And this can all be done on the blockchain, and it's fun and it's really amazing. And thanks so much to Blackjack team, AXC team. They make sure they build this for users. So, okay, now we're about to demonstrate how this works. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, absolutely. So it's very famous in Nigeria as a works game. So yeah, it's very good that there's people who love this kind of game and who know that it's really fun. So Pope, are you going to enter this one? If we do standard stakes and then the 2-player. Yeah, so I'll just wait for Pope. You still there, Pope? Oh, there he is. Yep. So right now I'm playing against Pope. So he's played his turn first. Or no, rather, he's going to play his turn. So the first card is put up by the game. So right now it's a 2 of diamonds. So now Pope can either play a 2 or any diamonds. So you guys can see my cards, but there's no way that I or you guys will be able to know Pope's cards. That's because it's encrypted on the blockchain. So even though, like all blockchains, you can query what's on, you can query data. On the secret network, that data is encrypted. So only Pope with his viewing key on his device can view his cards, and that's what makes it secure. So that you can play a game against anyone, and you're secure knowing that your information, which is private, remains private. So I'll just wait for Pope to play his turn.
Yaesha, can you hear me?
Yeah, I botified you. Haha. You took too
I've
long.
unmodified myself.
Huh?
It's like I'm play now. Yeah, I'm good to go now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I think you stop sharing your screen, right?
Yeah, let me share my screen again. We had a connection issue.
Sorry about that. Or should I share my screen?
That's okay. You can see my screen now.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Good.
so Pope has played a king of diamonds. If there are more players, what a king does is it reverses the order. So I can play now another king or another diamonds. So I've got 4. So there's also a rule that says if I've played after the first card I put in my chain, I can play any additional card if it's the same number or the same suit. So I can play this 4 as well. And there's another rule called waterfall. So because this 5 is consecutive to 4, and it's the same suit, I can play that 5 as well. So there's different ways that you can play the game to your advantage. Oh, what's happened? I think because I switched off my VPN. Bear with me. I need to change some settings.
Okay. So guys, we are playing what's on the block view now. Let's see who's going to win this game.
Yep, sorry, bear with me. It's because I was using VPN earlier.
Oh, no worries. It's all good. Let me know when you're ready.
Yep. So I think that should have fixed it now. There we go. So it's your turn now. I'm gonna share my screen again.
Okay. It's my turn. Okay, which card did you play? Which card did you play? Oh, okay. Did you ask me to pick two? Oh no, 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 no.
So Pope, I'm trusting that you're not looking at my screen so you can see my cards.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Did you ask me to pick two?
No, so you auto picked up because we both picked up one because we didn't have a card to play. So the top card is a 5 of clubs.
Okay. I think I. Okay.
Are you still thinking about what you're playing?
I'm trying to pick up one. Where do I pick up one? I'm trying to pick up one.
So in this game, a pickup 2, so a 2 makes the next player pick up 2 cards. So yeah, when this card is the last card on your chain, the next player will have to pick up 2 cards unless they can stack it with another 2. If they stack it with another 2 and it comes back to me, then it means I have to pick up 4.
I'm trying to pick up one, but it's not working. I don't know.
No, it's your turn to play. So the top card is a 5 of clubs, so you can play anything that is either a 5 or a clubs.
Yeah, I don't have. I'm trying to pick a strong one, but it's not picking. I don't know what. Let me share my screen so you can see. I'm trying to pick up one, but it's not working.
Oh yeah, you don't need to pick up. So you can just play a card from your hand.
Okay. I see my screen now.
You screen sharing?
Yeah, I'm trying to pick up one, but it's not working. I don't know if it's good. I don't know. I'm trying to. I see my screen now.
No, I can't see your screen.
Oh. What about now?
So you ran out of time, so you were botified. But you can unbotify yourself now.
Okay. I was trying to play the queen, but I don't know why it's not working. I don't know.
Yeah, so it was saying, so this auto pickup, it was just saying that it's picked up a card for you because you didn't have any cards that you can play.
Okay.
That's all that means. So see, now it's my turn, and the top card was a queen of clubs. So now if I play a 9 of clubs and a 9 over here, oh look, I've got another 9. So I've got 3 cards left, so I'm close to winning.
Okay, let's see if we are
so it's your turn now.
I'm trying to unbox myself, but I don't know why.
Yeah, it says that you're not a bot, so there's no AI next to your name.
Oh, okay, nice. So the card is 9.
Yeah.
Okay, now I don't know why it's not. You see, can you see my screen? Okay, I get it now. I made a mistake earlier, but I think I'm good now.
Oh, you figured it out?
Yeah, I figured it out.
Oh, it looks like actually it looks like it's related to. So I think your wallet, you might have been doing too many transactions at one time, because you've got an account secret mismatch.
Oh,
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna if you botify yourself, and
okay.
then we'll just I'll do a quick demonstration of how to play.
Okay, that would be cool. Okay, let me do that. Okay, I'll just Spotify myself. Okay, I've done that.
Okay. Yeah, if you've got an account secret mismatch, then I think that's related to your wallet, um, or rather, you've done too many transactions at one time. So if I share my screen again, I'll complete this game, and then we'll move on.
All right.
No worries. Yeah, so I'm playing now against Pope, but he's a bot. So right now he's played an ace. So what an ace does, if I right click this, it tells you. So an ace lets you choose the next suit to be played, or you can overwrite any existing suit requests. So Pope just now, he requested hearts. And what I could do is play a hearts. I mean, I've got an ace anyway. So if I play this ace, I can now request the next suit. So obviously, because I've got a 2 here, right? And a 2 will make him pick up. So I'm going to request a 2, request spades here, and hopefully it will stay as spades. Yep. So now I play this 2. So what that means is he's going to pick up 2. So I'm going to end my turn. Ah, see, it's come back to me. So I played pick up 2, but I didn't know that he also had another 2. So now it's stacked. So that means I have to pick up 4 unless I have another 2, which I don't. So that's unfortunate for me. So 4 of spades. So I can play this 3. Ah, he won. Look at that. So because Pope won, so if you remember, we let's go back to the dashboard here. If you remember, we both paid 8 secret to play this game. Now what he won was 12 secret back, because he won the game. We both put 8 secret into the game, and he got back 12. Now where the rest of it goes, so if I close this, I'm going to recycle this game. Now, what the contract does is it takes a commission, and then it puts it into this top prize so far. Now, because Pope didn't have a username set, it means that you won't be on the leaderboard for the top prize. So that's the first thing we both should have done. Set a username. It just took a second to reload actually, so I do have his username, but I'm on 0 points at the moment. So that's the way blackjack works. So right now, this game, it's completely decentralized. So this is all running in the back end on Secret Network, and this website is being served by a cache. So not only is it completely decentralized, but it's within the Cosmos ecosystem. So really, anyone who knows the basics of how to make a deployment on a cache and how to build a simple smart contract on Secret Network can build this game. And that's what I want to talk about today. The fact that any team can immediately start building a game that people can interact with and play, not just for fun, but for prizes. So if I head back to our slide over here. So that's the Blackjack project. Now, does anyone remember any of these games? Anyone? No? Am I still? Yeah, I'm still here. So no one remembers any of these games. All right. So these games, if you grew up in the early 2000s and you were playing well, most of you did. So these games were basically online games, right? They were that niche of games where you just know the website, like Miniclip or freeonlinegames.com, whatever it was, and you would just play the game. And that was literally the end of the transaction between you and the devs who make that game. It was just about, I want to play a fun game and I can go on this website to play. Now, you might ask yourself, what was in it for them? Like, I imagine, there would be ad revenues from, serving these games on websites, and other ways that they could, make some money from the games. But what we could do is bring this sort of era of online games back with blockchain. Now, we could create a seamless ad-free experience with blockchain. This is because we don't have to rely on ads, right? We don't have to rely on a clunky website and filling it with all these different things. We can support these games directly because it's blockchain, right? We can support them with crypto. Now, if a game developer decides they want to go a digital asset route, now because it's decentralized, you effectively have a secure and decentralized way of owning a digital asset. So on the right here, this is actually one of our limited edition NFTs that we're going to release with our game. It's not just a pretty picture. What it serves as is a proof of ownership. So as I mentioned earlier, if you own one of these NFTs, then the games become free. So you can just visit the website and play with your friends for free. So the fact that it's on a blockchain means that we can potentially set up DAOs and a small community which can be used to direct the future the vision of future game releases. If maybe a startup wants to make some indie games, they want to involve the community in the way that they make their games. And also we have community pools from validators to support indie games and or mainstream game developers. And it also gives teams a chance to choose how they are paid for their fund, how they're paid or how they're funded. Maybe they go a route where you pay a small ticket price every time you want to play a game. Like if you remember, sort of retro arcades where we have credits and you play until you run out of those credits. Or you can a team can set up a validator and it'd be really easy to query if your address that you're interacting with their game is a delegator on their validator, and if they are, then it means that you can play a game for free. Or indeed, they can rely on community pools to build a game as is and as one-off, and then create that game for the community on community request. So what would be really nice is if we could have a sort of a hub for blockchain gaming on the internet of blockchains, on the Cosmos network, right? Because you'd be able to benefit from all of these advantages of being on a blockchain where you truly own your digital assets. And because it's a hub, similar to Steam, what Steam does, where all your assets are in one place, we will be able to create a startup friendly community. And we can, that's a typo, ecosystem for Mercy newsletters. So that should say ecosystem for merch and newsletters, etc. And then we can also build a community around gaming, sort of what Steam has done. And Steam is primarily like it's effectively a hub for gaming. But because you've built a community around Steam, you can actually expand a bit bigger. Now, of course, you've got the Steam Deck. So there are existing blockchain gaming projects. You should definitely check out OneNet Bushi. So these guys are a good example for perhaps mainstream games. So they've created this game Bushi, which is it's sort of similar to Fortnite. And what OneNet have done, they've sort of gone the Steam approach as well, where they've created a hub for Bushi and other games to be created on. And their vision is to make it easier for game developers to build a game that people in the ecosystem, particularly on the secret network for this one, can interact with. So what are the future challenges if we were to capitalize on bridging blockchain and gaming? So the hardest thing is going to be onboarding. If you're not already in crypto, it's very hard to get someone into crypto safely. Crypto is still or even Web3 is still a wild west of sorts, and there's many deterrents just as much as there are many attractions to get into Web3. I mean, for example, recently you've had the Axie Infinity hack, and there was also a sort of scandal around that. So it's really about onboarding and developing a reputation is going to be important about that. And that's what's important to us at AART as well, as we're soon to release our first game. And then there's also the legal and regulation side of things. So if you're operating as a gaming company, even if it's Web3, it is a gray area, but you may legally have to follow the regulation and guideline on gaming, especially if you're going to be accepting money for people's interacting with your game. The hardest part, of course, will be building the framework. That's in terms of building the community and what that might even look like. It becomes a question of which is the best platform to build on. Do you build on the secret network? Do you build on Juno, or do you split parts up? Different blockchains, they have their use cases. We're building on the secret network because most games might have especially if you're playing a competitive multiplayer game, then there's likely going to be an element of privacy on there. So we've built on the secret network because it's logical to do. You need privacy. You don't want people to see your hand, for example. The second reason it's good to build on the secret network, if you're building games, is games typically will have an element of randomness. Now, if on other blockchains you don't have on-chain randomness, you may have to rely on an off-chain solution, which typically means oracles, and that becomes very expensive, especially when it becomes an expensive performance to do. It's taxing on your on the performance of your games, and it typically costs a lot of gas just to get some parcel of random information. And that's really the bulk of what I wanted to talk about today. So, I mean, in short, there's no reason why we can't bring in a lot of startups that make quality games that are exist just for fun, but we can reward them as well. They can be rewarded and encouraged to build more games if we build on the blockchain, where they can take control on how they're paid for their work, and how they're and how they interact with the community, and how they build their products. I think that's all I wanted to talk about today. Thank you. Hello, Pope.
Yeah, well, that was really awesome, man. I'm really happy you took your time to do this presentation and we were able to break it down. Simplify it for everyone here, and this was really amazing. Thanks so much. And thanks so much for the demo as well. I enjoyed playing the game, even though I was butterfied 2 times. It took me some minutes to be able to understand it better again. So, guys, if you do have any question regarding blockchain gaming and any question related to Blackjack sim, please do feel free to ask. Also, I've shared the link to Blackjack Twitter handle. Make sure you are following them. Let's get Blackjack to 100 followers on Twitter. I think we can do that. So if you're here to, okay, we're at 90 now. Wow, great. Let's get them to 100 followers, guys. If you're here to follow Blackjack. Also, they have a Discord server. I'll be sharing the link to that Discord server. Make sure you join them. They usually play Blackjack game weekly every Fridays with rewards for participants. So you guys can also participate. But I think that's still on pause at the moment, right? Or have we resumed yet?
So
Hey, can you hear me?
yeah.
So I was asking if we've resumed the weekly game nights on Fridays.
Yeah, so we paused our weekly game nights just so we can knuckle down, because we're getting close to releasing on mainnet. But I think so. As I mentioned earlier, on Monday we're going to release what we hope to be our pre-final version, and I think it might be good to have a final game night. So yeah, maybe I'll make a tweet after Monday if it looks good and it's functioning. Monday evening, I'll make a tweet to say like we're going to do a special game night. Yeah, I think that would be really good. So there are some other questions as well. So when integration of Blackjack on Fina?
It's very important.
Yeah, so we were added to a to a Telegram so that projects can coordinate with Fina, so that we can get other wallets working. That's definitely something we want to do as well, and it should be quite easy, hopefully. So soon is the answer. Since Blackjack is for fun and entertainment, does that mean the secret network is like the middleman? But no. So what the secret network provides is the SDK, so the software development kit. So we use the secret network's SDK to build our smart contract to build Blackjack. So think of it more as the secret network builds the tools that we used to build our game. And indeed, we use the secret network itself. We use it for its privacy and for its verifiable on-chain randomness, which with other blockchains can't really offer, and which is something that most games will need if they're trying to make a game that's interactive and multiplayer. What are the best sites for playing games? Personally, I don't know too many sites. I guess I've heard a good one. It's called ART Blackjack, so you can try that one. But as a serious answer, I'm not too sure. You'll have to investigate yourself. If I recommend something and it's got weird pictures on it, then that'll be bad for me. Any other questions? If that was it for questions, then
Yeah, also I think once. Oh, sorry. Were you about to say something?
Oh no, go on.
Okay. Hopefully, when blackjack is integrated into FINA fully, I think we'll have more Africans playing blackjack. You know, Africa are mostly mobile friendly and not really PC friendly. So yeah, I think we'll have much more players, users from Africa when it's integrated fully into FINA mobile wallet or it's integrated into a mobile app. I think that'll be awesome. Wait, Yesha, have you checked out Mrs. Browser?
Have I checked out what? Sorry.
Mrs. Browser, Mrs. It's a Web3 browser where each allows you to install extension using a mobile phone browser. Mrs. Browser.
No. Can you send me a link?
Oh, sure, I'm going to do that now. So I think Mrs. Browser, I was able to install Skrillah extension into the Mrs. browser. It works on mobile perfectly. I think we should be able to play that with Mrs. browser. It should work perfectly. All you have to do is to connect to Corsa, claim the testnet token, and play Fina. I think this should work really awesome with Mrs. browser. Just a moment. I'm going to get the website for you now. I will try that out, and if it works, I'm going to create a video on that. I think we can have people, maybe 30 to 40 people playing the game.
That sounds good.
Okay. Yeah. Just a moment. I'm getting the website. My internet is a little bit slow tonight. Probably hearing.
Did anyone else have any questions?
So, guys, if you have any questions, please do feel free to ask. Also, don't forget to follow Blackjack on Twitter. It is very, very important. Let's get them to 100 followers. I think over 25 has followed Blackjack. I think more people can follow Blackjack. If we can get them to 200 followers, that would be amazing. Yeah, they truly deserve it. Okay, sure. Can you see the websites? I've dropped it. Check out
Yeah, I
his
see it
website.
now.
Check out the browser. Yeah, you can use a mobile phone to play around with it. It's really awesome.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So,
this looks good. So I'll bookmark this and take a look at it.
okay, awesome. So, guys, if anyone has this Mrs. Browser, I think you should be able to play Blackjack game with the Mrs. Browser. All you have to do is to install the Skrillah station. I'll be dropping the steps. You have to claim the faucet token, and then that's it. It's really simple. I'm going to be creating a video guide or an article regarding this. All the content creators team can build something on this. Yeah. So we'll be sharing that tomorrow so you guys can play around with it. So I think there's still some little things to be done on Blackjack game. So more announcements will be coming on Monday. If you don't want to miss out of this announcement, make sure you're following them on Twitter. Turn on the notification on Twitter as well. And join our Discord server. You can join our Discord server using the link on the Twitter handle. Let me check. Oh, yeah, Shai, can you please send the link to the Discord server so others can join as well? I'm trying to get.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. Please send it to me on the Discord server. I'll share it here so people can join the Discord server as well.
Yeah, 1 second.
So, guys, okay. So, today's section has been amazing.
So I've added the link in the chat.
Okay. So, guys, make sure you join the Discord server now. So you don't have to miss out on any of these announcements coming up soon. So, today's section has been really amazing. I've learned so much from Skrillah, learned so much from Elo, and also learned so much from yaesha. And the knowledge I got from these sections are truly unmeasurable. Thanks so much, everyone, for taking out your time to join each and every of this section. Thanks so much for coming together to, build a better decentralized future. Because we truly believe the future should be decentralized, and the blockchain is powering this decentralization. And with several tools they are being built on the blockchain, it makes it much more fun and better for us to interact with. And having games like Blackjack on the blockchain makes it much more fun and entertaining. And having a DAO community, DAO tools, which enables each and everyone to be able to participate in voting, make decisions. This is really amazing. Having AI tools to be able to help us simplify our work, make our work much more easier, and broaden our horizon. You see, this is really amazing. And our speakers are very, very good. They are well exposed, well knowledgeable, and they've been building and well experienced, with several years, which is really, really amazing. So yeah, thanks to everyone who joined us tonight. And thanks to yaesha for running this up. yaesha, is there anything you would love to say before we end this section for tonight? It has really been amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you all for taking the time to listen and hear about what we had to talk about at AART. Thank you as well to Skrillah for presenting today, and to Elo, and thank you Pope for setting this up. Today's session was amazing. I couldn't agree more with David. And yeah, we hope things. We hope that things are going to go well. We know that they are going to go well, and we're excited for our release late September, and we hope that you guys can continue to support us along the way. But yeah, I guess I want to say thank you all.
Thank you one more time, Elo. Thank you one more time, yaesha. Thank you one more time, Skrillah. Thanks to everyone who joined us tonight. It has really been amazing. So guys, you have a wonderful night, and all the videos of this section will be uploaded on our YouTube channel. So for those who might have missed it, or for those who would love to watch it again, please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and watch it. So this will be the end of tonight's section officially. And if you have any questions, don't forget to reach out to Hilo. Make sure you reach out to yaesha and Skrillah. And make sure you are following on our Twitter handles. Make sure you join the Discord server. You guys need to stay up to date with these information from our speakers. So yeah, that'll be all for tonight, guys. Bye.
Bye.